Alright, well, welcome to another update for my Mets Realm theme team out of the Park Baseball 25. This is season 2028, and last season we didn't make the playoffs, and so we didn't have that typical postseason update like we might have had in the previous updates. But I did open about 201 packs. If you didn't see those pack openings, I advise you to go watch it. Found some pretty good stuff. Very lucky on the silver packs, I'll say, if you want to jump to that part of the video. Probably the best pack opening I've ever done. And so if you've never seen what the pack opening experience is in this game, I advise you to go watch that video. In any case, let's get to this update. We're in season 2028, and for this season, since I already had 2 videos going this week, I figured I would wait a little later to do the update, and also because of how the season is going. And yeah, you'll figure that out in a little bit. But like previous updates, what I do is I go over my team, if this is your first time here, and then I show you the record. So, but you could probably figure it out based on how I'm talking about it. So I've got my pitching staff right here. And so let's go over our pitching staff. Bobby Ojeda, we're at the end of August, headed into the last month. I've had 27 game starts. He's got a 4.54 ERA, 158 innings. Not that great. So let's go and take a look at his stats. So a lot of red chunks, but also some green chunks on the right. Mentioning that, that signifies wins and losses. So you can just see it in your own eyes. So let's say he started with 3 earned runs, then gave up 5 earned runs. We're in Silver League, by the way. We remained in the same league, so shouldn't be a huge jump in difficulty. So keep that in mind as you're listening to this update. So I gave up 3 earned runs. Then he gave up 5 earned runs in 3 straight starts. That put him at a 9.35 ERA on April 17th. Then he gave up 2 earned runs back to back, then 6, then 1, then 0, then 1. That brought his ERA down to 4.97 on May 23rd. Then he gave up 5 earned runs, 6 earned runs, ballooned his ERA back up to 5.86 on June 2nd. And then he followed that up with 2 earned runs, 0 earned runs. And that was that brought it back down to 5.03 on June 13th. Then he followed that up with 4 earned runs, 7 earned runs, and that ballooned his ERA back up to 5.48 on June 24th. But then he had a pretty decent stretch going from June 30th, giving up 2 earned runs, then 1 earned run, then 2 earned runs, then 3 earned runs, then 2 zeros, with a complete game shutout on July 30th, and that put his ERA at 4.22. So he's sort of bouncing back a little bit. And then he followed that up with 4 earned runs, 6 earned runs, 4 earned runs, 4 earned runs. And that put his ERA at 4.75 on August 22nd. And then he had a 0 earned run start for 4.54. So not a particularly great session of starts for Ojeda. Very inconsistent. Not what I typically expect from him from the previous starts. So hopefully, we'll see what happens at the end of the season. Now we got Frank Viola. 27 starts, 8 wins, 12 losses, 3.11 ERA. And so let's check him out. He's about as good as I would have expected. All right, so let's see. March 31st, 4 earned runs, then 3 earned runs, then 0, then 4 earned runs, and then that was on April 18th, putting his ERA at 3.96. And then he gave up 1 earned run, 2, 2, 1, 3, 1. That was a nice stretch. And then that concluded on May 24th with a 2.88 ERA. So he was my best pitcher at one point. And yeah, actually he still might be my best pitcher. So, and then he followed that up with 4 earned runs, and then 2, 1, 6, then 1, 2, 1 on July 1st, and that put his ERA at 3.14. Then he followed that up with a 6 earned run start, then 2 zeros, and then a 5. And that was on July 21st at 3.51. And then he's been pretty decent the rest of the way, starting on July 26th. With 3 earned runs, 2 earned runs, 3 earned runs, 2 earned runs, 0 earned runs, 1 earned run, and 1 earned run. Even though he had 3 losses in the mix, he wasn't. He had 2 losses in those 3 earned run, starts. But then he's got 4 straight wins, so he's doing pretty good now. He's kind of in a rhythm. Hopefully he can maintain that rhythm and finish the season strong. Let's go to the next guy. Now you'll notice, well, all right, we got Ron Darling before we get to that. So Ron Darling's got 27 starts, 8 wins, 11 losses, 155 innings pitched, 4.59 ERA. And so let's go to Ron Darling. And so he actually started off pretty well, giving up 1 earned run, 2 earned 1. Let me start over. He started off well with 1 earned run, 2 earned runs, 2 earned runs, and then 0. That was through April 19th, and he had a 1.57 ERA, and then he gave up 4, then 2, then 7, then 4, 4, 5, a bad stretch through May 25th, putting his ERA at 4.65. And then he gave up 1, then 3. Oh, wait. Yeah. 1, then 3, then 3, then 0 through June 15th, making his ERA 3.90. And then he gave up 6 earned runs, then 5, then 4, then 5, then 6 through July 13th. That ballooned his ERA to 5.33. Then he's been mostly okay since then. Then he gave up. Then starting on July 22nd, he's given up 0, then 3, then 0, then 0, then 2, then 2, then 2, and his most recent start was bad, giving up 6. So he finishes with a 4.59 ERA through August. Not terrible, but he did have some stretches where he was giving up a lot of earned runs, so it is what it is. All right, let's go to pitching staff again. Now you'll notice I have Adrian Hauser in there. He was not in my rotation before. And I have Jaewon So in my rotation. Wasn't in there before. Before I get to that, you'll see I have Severino here with a 6.15 ERA as my long reliever. I decided to move him off the starter position. Let's go and see where he. At what point did I? Pretty recently, actually. August 21st was his last start. And he was actually doing okay, but I decided to take him off anyway because he was inconsistent. And he had a 6 ERA. So let's go to what he started with. So, yeah, Severino, not good. So he started off giving up 3 earned runs and 5 earned runs, then 0, then 2. And that put his ERA at 3.91 through April 22nd. Then he gave up 4, then 5, then 4, then 3, then 4, then 7, then 4, then 4, then 5 through June 12th, and that ballooned his ERA to 6.75. Definitely not good enough to be a starter. And this is when I started to really have concerns about whether he should be there. And as you can see, all this red over here where my cursor is, that's a lot of losses. A lot of losses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 8 losses in a row. Terrible. Terrible. But then he rattled off 3 decent starts on June 17th, giving up 2, then 2, then 3. But then back to his old ways, gave up 6 on July 4th, and then followed up with 3, then 4, then 3, then 3, then 6. And that was through August 4th, when his ERA was 6.88. And then his last 3 starts, he gave up 2, then 1, then 1, and then I moved him to long reliever, where he gave up, he's done okay as a long reliever, and his ERA is 6.15. So let me go back to my pitching staff. I had Adrian Hauser. Who did I have actually? Severino was one of my starters, and I had Quintana, who I sent down. Who was my other long relief pitcher? Trying to remember off the top of my head. Whoever it was, maybe it was Pulsifer. Oh, Manaya, that's who it was. Let's go to Manaya. Manaya. There he is, right here. Here he is, Manaya. So he started off with 0 earned runs, 3 zeros and a 3, then zeros and a 1, then a 0, then 5, then 2 zeros and a 1, then 0, then 2, then 0, then 3, then 3 zeros and 1, and then 3, put his ERA at 5.03. So, not particularly great. So I decided, you know what? Let me just temporarily take him off, see if I can get better results from somebody else. And so what I did was I put Hauser in. And I moved Hauser into the long relief role. And he was putting up a 2.40 ERA from June 2nd to August 19th. And then I moved him into the starter role. Let me make sure I have him. Yeah, he's had one start. I moved him into the starter role August 25th, and he won his first game. So, seems like it's worked out so far. The other pitcher that I said goodbye to was Quintana. Let's go to Quintana and see why I demoted him. Here he is. He's got a 5.52 ERA. So we started the season giving up 3. You see a lot of red on this side. A lot of red. He gave up 3, then 1, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 5. That was through May 2nd. That put his ERA at 5.40. Then he followed that up with 3, then 4, then 5 earned runs, then 4, then 5. And that was through May 31st, putting his ERA at 6.23. Then he had a string of decent starts starting June 6th, where he gave up 2 earned runs, then 2 earned runs, then 2 earned runs, then 2 earned runs, then 3 earned runs. That put his ERA at 5.11. But then he just fell back into bad starts. Gave up 4, then 5, then 5. And that put his ERA back up to 5.64 on July 14th. And then he gave up 1, then 4, then 1, then 6 on August 9th. And that put his ERA at 5.47. And then August 15th, he gave up 3, then 4. So that ended his ERA at 5.52. And I don't know if you can see it from here. Oh, that view won't work. But he's 4-18. And you see all that red? Those all represent losses. A lot of losses. 4-18. Think about that. An 18-game loser. Terrible. Let me see if he's actually the leader of losses. He is a leader of losses. 18 losses right here. Really bad job out of him. So Quintana, say goodbye to Quintana. Just not having it this season. For whatever reason. Alright, so now I decided, you know what? I haven't used this pitcher yet. Let me try Jay Wong. So, if you don't know so his first start, 1 point, he gave me 5 innings, got a win, 1.80 ERA. Not bad. If you're wondering what his card looks like, this is what it looks like right here. This blue is control. He's got almost no stuff. So, that's the challenge with him, pretty much. As long as they don't hit the ball, he's extreme fly ball, then I should be okay. So, that's the deal with the starting pitching. Now we go to the pen. Another issue with the pen. So the pen's been sort of shuffled around a lot because as you could see in the pitching, the starting pitching, not a whole lot of wins in the beginning of the season. And so my pitching was getting beat up a lot. So at some points I had to just shuffle my guys around. Whoever was pitching well got to be the setup or the closer, and whoever wasn't doing well, I had to put in middle relief as avoid high leverage. So let's start with Brooks Raley, who managed to be my closer again. So he's got 16 saves, and let's see. See what his stats are. So he started the season off putting up a 0, then 2 earned runs, then 2 zeros, then 1 earned run and 1 earned run. That put his ERA at 6.75 on April 15th, which wasn't good. Then he followed that up with 5 zeros through May 5th, and that put his ERA at 4. Then he gave up an earned run on May 7th. And then he followed that up with 7 straight zeros, making his ERA 2.81 on May 24th. And I think it was around this time that I moved him back into the closer position. Then he gave up an earned run on May 26th, followed by 2 zeros, then 1 earned run and 3 appearances each. Through June 11th, and then he put up 2 zeros, then an earned run, then 3 zeros through June 30th, 4 zeros, I apologize, through June 30th with 3.18, and then he gave up an earned run on July 1st, followed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 zeros in a row through July 24th. That put his ERA at 2.65. And then on August 1st, he gave up an earned run, followed by a 0, followed by 1, followed by 0, followed by 1, and that increases the ERA to 2.82 through August 15th. Then he put up 3 straight zeros, then an earned run, then 2 zeros. And here we are, August 30th. Through August 30th, 2.68 was 16 saves. So that's Brooks Raley, one of my favorite relievers so far. Here's an interesting one, Jesse Orozco. Had him as a middle reliever most of the time, but he was pitching so well that I had to move him into setup. So he's got a 3.10 ERA through 52 innings. Let's take a look. So he started the season pretty good. He started the season putting up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 zeros in a row through April 30th with a 0 ERA. Then he gave up an earned run, then a 0, then 2 earned runs and 2 appearances. 1 earned run in each appearance. So through May 9th, that made his ERA go up to 2.08. Followed that up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 zeros. And that made his ERA 1.40. Then he gave up an earned run. Then he put up 3 zeros. Then he gave up 3 earned runs on June 4th. And that made his ERA 2.74. Then he put up a 0. Then he gave up 1 earned run. Then he put up 2 zeros. Then he gave up 2 earned runs. And then that was through June 14th, making his ERA 3.14. He followed that up with 3 zeros, then 2 earned runs, then 1 earned run, then 4 straight zeros, through July 5th. That made his ERA 3.31. Then he gave up 2 earned runs, then a 0, then a 2 on July 13th, making his ERA 4.10. Then he rattled off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 straight zeros, making his ERA 3.35. Then he gave up 1 earned run on August 11th, and he's had a 0 streak up to now from August 15th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 zeros in a row. So that's where he is at the moment. Not bad. Adam Ottavino, 4.63 ERA through 44 innings. And so let's take a look at Ottavino. He's given up, let's see, he started off giving up 1 earned run, then 2 zeros, then 2 earned runs, then a 0, then 4 earned runs on April 21st, making his ERA 15.75. But then he followed that up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zeros in a row, lowering his ERA to 8.22 on May 7th. Then he followed that up with 2 earned runs, then a 0, then 1 earned run on May 14th. Then he rattled off 5 zeros in a row through May 26th. And that made his ERA 5.74. Then he gave up 2 earned runs on May 28th. And then he put up six zeros through June 11th, making his ERA 5.31. Then he gave up 1 earned run, then a 0, then a 2 on June 20th. And then that made his ERA 5.62. And then he followed that up with 3 zeros. Then he gave up an earned run, followed by 4 zeros through July 4th. And then gave up an earned run in 2 appearances. 2 earned runs in 2 appearances, making his ERA 5.28 on July 9th. And then on July 13th, he put up 3 zeros in a row, followed by 1 earned run on July 24th, making his ERA 5.13. Then he rattled off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 zeros in a row through August 8th. That lowered his ERA to 4.54. And then he gave up 2 earned runs, followed by a 0, and another 0 through August 16th. Then he gave up another earned run, followed by 2 zeros, and then a 1 earned run, followed by 2 zeros, and that's why he is at a 4.63 ERA at the moment. So kind of inconsistent, not enough long droughts. Not enough long droughts of not a lot of zeros in a row as I might want. So he's a middle reliever at the moment with normal usage. Then we got McDowell, who started off as my closer but got demoted. He's got 54 innings and 5.10 ERA. Let's see what he's got. So let's see. March 31st, He started with 2 earned runs, giving up 2 earned runs, followed by a 0, followed by a 3, followed by a 0, followed by a 2 on April 19th. Made his ERA 12.60, and then he followed that up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zeros in a row on May 6th. That made his ERA 6.10. And then he followed that up with a 1 earned run, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1. A lot of earned runs in a row there. Through May 26th, that made his ERA 6.16. And then he put up 4 zeros in a row, followed by 2 earned runs, and then 3 zeros in a row through June 17th, made his ERA 4.94. And then he gave up an earned run, followed by 3 zeros, followed by 2 earned runs, followed by 4 zeros. That made his ERA 4.30 through July 8th. And then he gave up 2 earned runs, then 1, then 3 zeros, 4 zeros in a row, then 1 earned run and another earned run through August 3rd. That made his ERA 4.60. And then gave up 2 zeros, then 4 earned runs on August 10th, ballooned his ERA to 5.21. Then he gave up 1 earned run, followed by 2 zeros, and then 3 earned runs, ballooning his ERA to 5.51. Then he's had 5 zeros in a row through August 26th, making his ERA 5.10. So, not good enough. Not good enough. Not sure why he gave up those 4 earned runs and 3 earned runs in that time period, but it is what it is. So, let's go back to Frisella. 5.80 ERA, 54 innings. I think he might have been my closer for a very short period of time in this season. So, yeah, he started off putting up 5 zeros in a row, followed by an earned run, then 3 zeros in a row through April 23rd. That made his ERA 0.87. Then he put up two earned runs, gave up 2 earned runs, followed by 3 zeros, then an earned run, another earned run, then a 0, then 4 earned runs on May 24th, ballooned his ERA to 4.76. That was bad. Then he gave up, he put 6 zeros in a row through June 8th. And that made his ERA go down to 3.47. And then he followed that up with 4 earned runs, then 2, then 2, then 3, then 3 zeros, then 2 on June 26th. That made his ERA 6.75. Then he followed that up with 4 zeros in a row through June 2nd, lowered his ERA to 6. Then he gave up 1 earned run, followed by 4 zeros, then 1 earned run, then 0, then 1, then 0, then 1, then 3. On July 28th, ballooned his ERA to 6.17. Then he gave up 2 zeros, put up 2 zeros, then 1 earned run, then 2, then 0, then 0, then 2, then 0, then 0. On August 20th, that made his ERA back go down to 6. Not a whole lot go down. Then he gave up an earned run, followed by 3 zeros, making his ERA 5.80. So that's Not a very good line of consistency from Mr. Frisella. And he's a middle reliever. Avoid high leverage at the moment. Then as you see, we have Severino in our long relief. We already went over him. Now we got Turk Wendell with a 3.79 ERA as a specialist versus right-handed. And he's also as a middle reliever in a secondary role to sort of make up for McDowell and Frisella being avoid high leverage. So let's take a look at McDowell. He was pretty shaky. Let's see. Started off with 3 zeros, followed by 2 earned runs, then 1 earned run, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 zeros in a row through April 30th. Put his ERA at 2.70. And then he followed up with 1 earned run, then 3 earned runs, then 4 zeros in a row through May 17th, then 2 earned runs, then 4 zeros, was that 5 zeros in a row through June 1st. And then he gave up an earned run on June 4th, putting his ERA back up to 5.09. Not good. But then he rattled off from June 7th to, what is that date? July 10th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 straight zeros. And that put his ERA down to 3.14. So, doing much better. And then he gave up 2 earned runs on July 13th, followed by 4 straight zeros, then an earned run, putting his ERA at 3.69 on July 29th. Then he put up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 zeros in a row through August 15th, making his ERA 3.25. Then he had a really bad appearance on August 16th with 4 earned runs. Not sure why that happened. And he ballooned his ERA to 4.21. And then he put up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zeros in a row through August 27th. And he sits at a 3.79 ERA. I think he's doing pretty good. He's doing pretty good. All right, and now we have Jake Diekman. Interesting fella. Let's take a look at him. He's got 32 innings and a 5.51 ERA. Okay, let's see. So, let's see. He started off putting up 3 zeros. Then he gave up 2 earned runs on April 18th, starting his ERA at 7.71. Then he put up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 zeros in a row through May 25th, which lowered his ERA to 2.25. Then he gave up an earned run, followed by a 0, then 3 earned runs on June 12th. That increases ERA to 4.76. Then he followed that up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zeros in a row through June 24th, making his ERA 3.18. And then he followed that up with 2 earned runs on June 26th, increasing his ERA to 4.0. And then he put up a 0, followed by a 2, followed by a 0, followed by a 1. on July 8th, making his ERA 4.79. And then he put up 4 zeros, then a 2, then 2 zeros, then 1, 1, 2 through August 10th, ballooning his ERA to 5.53. Then he put up 2 zeros and a 3 on August 17th, making his ERA 6.07, and he's followed that up with 4 zeros up until recently with on August 27th, making his ERA 5.51. So not particularly great. Not particularly great. So we'll have to hope he does better moving forward. All right. That's our pitching. All right, let's go to our lineups. All right, so we've got some shakeups in the lineup. You'll notice some new players in there. Had to make some executive decisions. So my right-handed lineup right now, Nimmo in center, Marte in right. Oh yeah, let me show you my lineup view right here. Forgot about that. So Nimmo, then Marte. Kaz Matsui is my shortstop now. Dom Smith is my first baseman. I brought him back up. I don't remember if I had moved him down or not. Oh yeah, no, I did. Yeah, that's who I had. All right, and then I have Pete Alonso at DH batting fifth, then Lindor, then Alvarez. I have Lindor as my third baseman. My live card can learn different positions, so I decided for flexibility's sake to fit other players that I wanted, because third base was giving me trouble with defense, that I needed to try Lindor at third base. And so he's at third, batting sixth versus righties. Then I've got Alvarez at catcher, Peyton in left field, and then McEwing at second base versus right-handed pitching. And lefties, I've got Matsui, Marte, McNeil at second base, Alonso first base, Dom Smith DH, then McEwing left field, then Lindor, Cedeno in center, and then Duffy Dyer as catcher. One of the decisions I made was to put Duffy Dyer as my left-handed catcher because I also want his catcher rating over here that helps pitching. So I figured since Alvarez wasn't hitting versus lefties that I wanted to just, if I'm not going to get any hitting out of the catcher position, at least I get catching. So I did that very recently. It doesn't really reflect a whole lot in the stats. So yeah, this is my lineup. Now let's go over the averages. So here we go. Let's do overall averages, sort by average. Once again, not particularly great overall. Dom Smith with a 2.87 average, 14 homers, 61 RBIs. I've got Kaz Matsui as my shortstop. He's played 72 games so far. I recently put him in because Lindor wasn't. So let me go Matsui's line first before I get into it. He's got 272 average, 15 stolen bases, 2 homers, 21 RBIs, 34 runs. Yeah, so I got Matsui in there because Lindor's batting he was batting really low average. He's batting better now, actually. But I figured I could get his defense at shortstop a little bit. He's not great at shortstop, but he's decent. And so, let's see. But I also noticed that his hitting is pretty decent at shortstop. So, Kaz Matsui, he's actually hitting, which is pretty good. His splits right now are 310 versus lefties and 261 versus righties. So he's not doing too bad. Not doing too bad. All right. Anyway, Lindor, he's batting 267, 11 homers, 54 RBIs, 10 stolen bases, 8 caught. Alonso's only got 27 homers and 71 RBIs and batting 265, which is low compared to previous years. And, yeah. And then McNeil, he's having a terrible season, batting 255. So I've only got him against lefties, and even against the lefties, he's batting 237. I should probably bench him. He's better. He's 262 against righties, but I can't really justify play. I mean, I guess I don't know what I'm going to be doing with McNeil, but yeah, I got to kind of figure out that second base situation. I might have to move Lindor to second base and put another person at shortstop. We'll see. So we'll have to monitor this situation. Anyway, we go back to, let's see. Let's see, where are we at? Nimmo, 244. He hasn't done great. And he's got 9 homers, 35 RBIs. McEwing, 241. I would say, yeah, Marte, I skipped off Marte, whoops. Marte is 243, 9 homers, 35 RBIs, and 18 stolen bases, 10 caught. Let's take a look at his splits. He's actually batting 318 versus lefties and 225 versus righties. So, not as many at-bats against lefties, but he deserves to start against the lefties, so I think that's who I got him against. I think that's who I have. I could probably bench Marte versus righties, but he's got good defense, though. I don't want to lose defense, so it is what it is. All right, so now we go to McEwing. 241, 4 homers, 34 RBIs. Not great again. Yeah. So let's see. I see his splits. 280 versus lefties, 220 versus righties. So not particularly great. I have him in left field against lefties, so hopefully he does better. And then I have Jay Payton back in the lineup. I recently moved him back in. He's batting 232. Not good. 2 homers, 12 RBIs. And Roger Cedeno, 220. 12 stolen bases, 5 caught. 0 homers, 20 RBIs. Alvarez batting 183, 9 homers, 35 RBIs. So not great. And then Lenny Randle, 160, batting, and he's got 14 RBIs, no homers, not a whole lot there. And then Duffy Dyer batting 151 as a spot starter, but hasn't had a whole lot of starts from the beginning. So, yeah, not great. I should go to my roster management. I had my Magadan. I don't think I have my Magadan here yet. Oh yeah, Bader. Mauricio is one person that I had in the lineup that I took out after 27 games. After 22 games, he batted 163, 5 homers, 11 RBIs. So if you're wondering who was in it, he was there, not effective. And Harrison Bader was the other one. Good for defense, but wasn't hitting. Batted 128 versus lefties and 240 versus righties. As you can see, not the best hitter in the world. So I felt like I needed to increase my hitting, or at least try to increase it with someone who was already better stats on the card, who was Jay Payton. And then with Dom Smith, remember last season, just take a look at last season, he batted 252. So just goes to show you, you know, every year is different. And so I decided to move him back in the lineup. And he's one of my best hitters, shockingly. So I had Dave Magadan as my first baseman to start, and he's no longer. And then I had to drop him because I wanted to try to get more out of my first base. So that's that. And let's see. So I think I got everything I needed to say about my stats. Now I'm going to reveal my record. I'm not going to open these packs today. If you're wondering what this pack is right here, it's Live Spotlight. They released some new live cards, and those cards are in that pack. So, in any case, I'm going to unhide my record now through August. 1 month left after this. And so remember, you did not see a whole lot of good on my team. So if you want to guess in your head how my record was, I'll give you a chance. Think about it. You can pause it. I'm going to unhide in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So here we are. I've got, my team is 51 and 82. Pretty bad. We're in a lot of trouble, folks. Just to let you know, in my division here, I don't think you can see. Well, maybe could you see if I... Oh, wow, you can see it if I go like that. So, you can see my team here. Oh, wait, I don't have my record. Yeah, I'm using my special lineup screen. So, yeah, I guess you can't see it. Sorry. So I'm 51 and 82, 37 games back of the division. My hopes are gone. 51 and 82. I'm still in the same league as I was last year, and I'm really, really struggling. Yeah, so I don't know what's going on. Just to give you a clue of what it looks like on my stats. Let me see if I can get that. Nope. Okay. So in March, lost 2. April, I was 6 and 19. In May, I was 8 and 19. And so I was already starting with, let's see, 20, 40. What was that? 14 and 40 through May. Terrible record. Then in June, I was 11 and 16. In July, I was 11 and 14. And so that was terrible. But I did something at the end of July, I believe. Maybe we can go to July. You can see the red, a lot of red. But then around here, after the All-Star game, what I did was I tweaked my global strategy settings. And so I was like, all right, I gotta really try to pull out some W's now and make some changes. And that's when I shuffled around my long reliever, made some lineup changes, brought in Kaz Matsui, and then I did a lot of other, and then I did some other stuff, I think. So, and then I shuffled my bullpen around a bit, and then I eventually made some rotation changes in August, because in August I was 15 and 12. Not bad. And so I think my strategy changes might have helped a little bit. And so, yeah, we're in Silver League. 4 teams advance, but 6 teams get relegated. And right now, we are in relegation territory, 51 and 82. There's 2 teams below us, 3 above us. The top team in relegation is 59 wins. So we need to have a very good September to make it past and keep our spot in the Silver League. Otherwise, we got to go back down to bronze. And yeah, that would kind of suck if we had to be demoted. So this season has been a struggle, to say the least. I don't know what to say. I'm a little surprised. I didn't think it would be this tough this early. I'll have more to say at the end of the season. But this is not good to struggle. We're in April 20th. This is literally like the 5th season. It should not be this difficult, this quick. So, anyway, Silver League, got to climb out of that hole to stay alive in the Silver League. And hopefully we remain and we have a good September. Otherwise, we're back down to bronze. So, do you think that I'm going to climb out of that hole? Because not only do I have to do better, like there are 2 ways to climb out of that hole. Me doing better and other teams continuing to slide down the ranks. So, 1 month left. We might get lucky. We might not. It's not about playoffs anymore. It's about survivability in the league. And so I made a lot of panic moves in this league. As you saw, I made 2 starting rotation changes. So, in any case, that's all I got to say about this. I'll talk about my strategy moving forward at some point later. I am starting to institute a new strategy, but I'm not going to talk about it at the moment. So if you missed my pack opening, I advise you go watch that back, especially the second half. It was kind of insane. So anyway, thanks for watching. If you'd like to support me, you can like and subscribe my YouTube channel. That'd be much appreciated. And yeah, I usually do these recordings off stream. Occasionally I do live stream updates of this. So yeah, if you are watching this and you like this content, please let me know. If you have questions that you would like to know about my team, or anything that you want me to include in my update in the future, some stats, leave a comment below and I'll respond, I promise. So thanks for watching and have a great day. And if you would like to really support me, you can subscribe to my free newsletter at gamereviewpad.substack.com. I do a digest newsletter format, write about many different things. So thank you very much. If you'd like to support me, it is free and I don't slam your inbox. So that would, I'd be greatly appreciated if you subscribe to my newsletter. So thank you. Any case, that's it for this update. You'll get my end of season update in the beginning of next week. And you will know if we remain in the Silver League. This is the end of my Mets Realm theme team update. Have a nice day.